Good afternoon on what is a cold, bright and chilly day. It is Monday, the 6th of December. I'm in the reading nook with a nice hot cup of tea and a parcel to unbox. So, okay, let's get this open. It looks like, I think this is from Drive-Thru RPG. Because yes, you can tell by packaging what we've got inside. A couple of little things. Are they both the same? Yes, they are. Okay, Matrons of Mystery. If you're wondering why I've got two copies, I'm going to give one as a gift. So, this is Matrons of Mystery, a cozy mystery role-playing game by Sue Savage. Sue is she does a lot. She's a LARPer and does a lot around costumes, but also she runs a lot of games at conventions, or certainly did essentially when we were able to. And I played in a couple of games and really enjoyed. I played in a couple of her games and enjoyed playing in them. And I've also role played with her as well, and that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. Anyway, so Matrons of Mystery, a cozy mystery role playing game by Sue Savage. Okay, Matrons of Mystery. There's been a murder. The peace and quiet of your charming village has been shattered, and someone's going to have to do something about it. And that someone is you and your friends, older ladies with some time on their hands and a keen eye for a mystery. Step into the role of an older lady turned amateur sleuth and work with your fellow matrons to discover clues, unearth secrets, and solve mysteries in this cozy mystery role-playing game. So, essentially, what we've got is the Miss Marple meets Jessica Fletcher role-playing game. Now, obviously, essentially, what we've got here is a cozy little village, sort of like in the Cotswolds or something like that. But of course, you could transpose that anywhere. So open up. Okay. Introduction. In 1927, when Agatha Christie wrote her first story about Miss Marple, the Tuesday nightclub, she created a whole new kind of detective story in which older ladies defy societal expectations and put their sharp wits to use in solving murders. Matrons of Mystery is a role-playing game of 3 to 5 players, or for one-on-one games. There's optional rules too, in which you take on the roles of these lady sleuths and create your own cozy mystery. The book contains guidance for the players on how to create and play their characters, the matrons, and for the game master or GM, on how to write and run mysteries, plus a few written mysteries to get you started. The game owes a debt to McGeary Baker and Vincent Baker for creating the Powered by the Apocalypse framework that this game is based on, and Jason Cordova, whose game Brindlewood Bay demonstrated how that framework could be applied to a murder mystery game. Now, if you've not checked out Brindlewood Bay, I suggest you do so. It's a fascinating, interesting game, which does a similar thing. Essentially cozy mysteries with older ladies of various types, with certain particular styles and moves that they can do. So, essentially, you have this is a bit more open. So you essentially. Okay, so it is basically dice rolls. 6, you roll 2d6. 6 minus is a failure, 7 to 9 is success with a complication, and 10 plus is full success. So essentially like Powered by the Apocalypse. And then if you've got advantage or disadvantage, you basically got you roll 3 dice rather than 2, and they've got a list of complications there, like late matron slips and falls herself, injuring herself, knocks over a vase of flowers as she enters the room, making it obvious that someone's been in there, and so on. And then characters can have sort of like hobby skills and backgrounds and an investigative style as well. Keeping it running and basically small, sweet, and simple. I think direct. Brindlewood Bay does run to quite a few pages, and then we've got essentially we've got the different sort of moves or manoeuvres that the players can take, such as physical, logical, intuitive, and gregarious. Essentially, if you're investigating and then you're interrogating and essentially using the different stats, taking an action, lending a hand, asking a favour, that sort of thing. And then of course reminisce. And okay, this is already brilliant, and I can tell you why. Nice cup of tea and a sit down. Anything that encourages a nice cup of tea, I'm in favour of. Hold on one moment. A nice hot cup of tea. And if you're going to review this, I suggest you get a nice hot cup of tea. I just happen to have one with me because it's cold and I like a nice hot cup of tea. Anyway, so we've got, so essentially what the Matrons are doing, you've got how it's structured is essentially you've got a teaser, and then you determine the suspects and the secrets and list of the clues and how to run a mystery, and it basically advises someone on how to run it. And then facilitate, introduce the suspect, set the scene, facilitate the investigation. Covering clues and conditions, secrets, and solving the mystery, all there. And then I've got over the page. And then optional rules. So you've got one-on-one play, familiar faces, nice bit of shot of your country village church, and then we get into to inspiration. I think it's also nice, useful. So we have Miss Marple, Rosemary and Thyme, Agatha Raisin, Queens of Mystery. That's probably the most recent one, and then Father Brown, if you were doing a slightly different type of mystery, and the Midsummer Murders. So we've got a full list there, and I think that basically that's drawing primarily from sort of like a very parochial British tradition of telling murder mystery stories, to the point where Midsummer Murders is a bit of a joke in this country, because essentially it's been running since 1997. It's still going with most of the same characters, and the number of murders that Inspector Barnaby has to investigate in and around Midsummer, nobody would move there. The number of deaths there, but a lot of these I have seen, or I've heard adaptations of. Queens of Mystery is the most recent murder mystery series to appear. And then we get into the actual, we've got some sample mysteries like the Gardener's Question. Sorry, Sue gets the prize for the best pun I've seen in a long time. The first mystery is called Gardener's Question Crime. If you listen, if you're English, you'll know about this. There's two things. There are two things it's sort of referring to. Less obviously is Question Time on the BBC, which is a political discussion program with questions from the audience. But the other one is Gardener's Question Time, which is broadcast on Radio 4, the primary speech radio station here in the UK. And it's it's a staple. But Gardener's Question Crime is brilliant. Honestly, I love that. And I wish I actually want to know is, okay, I generally want Gardener's Question Time to change to Gardener's Question Crime. It would be more interesting. So then we've got Let's Complete Crime, complete with clues. And then we've got Ding Dong Death. Going to involve churches and bells, with a title like that. And we've got a character sheet at the end here. And I'm going with. I haven't read this, but I suspect the murder victim has either been hit over the head with a rake, or he's been poisoned with weed killer, because that's the classic sort of thing. Anyway, so at the end here we have character sheet. There we go. So that's Matrons of Mystery by Sue Savage. I love this. I mean, I love just the idea and playing this. It's so sort of like parochial, small-minded, but everyone knows the genre. And you can play it seriously as well as sort of like having your tongue in your cheek at the same time, because everyone knows the conventions of the genre. It's absolutely brilliant. I really like that. Yeah, Matrons of Mystery. Go check it out. I'll have a link down below to where you can buy it on drivethrurpg.com. So yes, I absolutely want you to go out and patronise Sue's new creation. You need to be a patron of this. Anyway, in the meantime, I hope you've enjoyed this unboxing in the Nook. If you have, please do click the like button. And if you've got any comments or feedback, please post those. I do take the time to read them and to respond. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to yet more unboxings out here in the Nook, where I will come out here with a parcel and some books, or a book, which I will talk about to the best extent of my knowledge for 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea, especially pertinent to Matrons of Mystery, and occasionally a cat who is not ours, then please do hit that subscribe button. In the meantime, thanks again for watching, and I'll be back again soon with another unboxing in the Nook. Bye for now.